Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see about Thomas More, in particular about his Utopia. We can say that Thomas More was essentially a man of Renaissance. He was a fearless scholar, religious in outlook, and simple in life. He was a Lord Chancellor under King Henry VIII, but he refused to support the king in his plan to divorce the queen. He disapproved King Henry's defiance of the church and the pope and declined to take an oath of adherence to the king. And for this he was beheaded in July 1535. Thomas More was moved by the Renaissance spirit of reason and stood firm on principles even at the cost of his own life. He was a great friend of Erasmus, the Renaissance scholar. Even when More was a boy, his patron Cardinal Morton predicted that the boy would become a marvelous man. The most important work of Thomas More is Utopia, or the Discourses of Raphael Hailautrede of the Best State of a Commonwealth, first printed in 1516. He had written this in Latin and it was revised by More in 1518, and later on the English translation was done by Ralph Robinson in 1551. Utopia is the description of an ideal state of society. More's concept is that of a democratic people state with an elected government but with enough state control. More was probably influenced by Plato's Republic and was inspired by the general speculations on state, government, religion, and law in the wake of the revival of learning. The book was a satire on the social and political evils of the day. Thus, Utopia is the first great political satire written by an Englishman. In Utopia, a new acquaintance of More, that is Ralph Hailautrede, gives an account of the new society where the social and political setup is almost perfect. Literally, Utopia means nowhere. More's book discusses an ideal political system and all aspects of a good society, religion, politics, education, law, crime, punishment, administration, justice, employment. The book may be treated as a satiric parable presenting an ideal kingdom in contrast to England. The subject of Utopia is a search for the best form of government. It pleads for the abolition of cruel punishments like hanging for theft. In Utopia, people are required to work only for 6 hours a day, and the rest of the time is spent for the improvement of their minds. Before they elect a prince, the people take an oath that they would choose him whom they think most fit for the office. Virtue is defined as living according to nature, and perfect health is the greatest of all bodily pleasures. The Utopians have few laws and hardly any lawyers. They consider war a brutal thing. There is nothing more inglorious than the glory gained by war. Utopia contains a number of ideas which we would consider modern. The book is acclaimed as the first monument of modern socialism. As a literary work, Utopia shows how the spirit of new learning affected the thinking of the English scholars. The most important characteristic of More's work is its implicit satire. More's humor is genial and subdued. The book also shows the author's tenderness, power of expression, and delicacy of feeling. More's humanistic and modern outlook is seen in his suggestion that kings should avoid war at any cost and only the wealthy should be taxed. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.